Hi, we've talked a bit about the major scale now and the major triads and how they're built, and then the inversions of the major triad. So I thought I'd fill you in on a little bit of historical background on that subject. In the 18th century, there was a famous musical theorist by the name of Jean-Philippe Rameau, and he studied countless pieces of music up to his time, and overwhelmingly what he noticed was that the most common root movement in chord progressions was that of a fifth. So a G would go to a C, 5 to 1. The fifth tone, the triad built on that, G down to the root, the tonality C, and the triad built on that. So it was his theory that you could establish a major tonality by placing triads in such a position that they would be a fifth apart. So if you take C as an example, you can only do that one way. If you take C, you can build a triad, major triad on C. If you go up a fifth, you can build a triad on G. And then if you go down from C, you can build a triad on F. So you would get 3 triads, one on C, one on G, and one on F, and their roots would all be a fifth apart. Now, most of you recognize those 3 triads as very common 1, 4, 5. Countless songs have been used those chords, and his labeling of them still survives today. The tonic, or the home bass chord, the key of C. The 5 chord is called the dominant, and the 4 chord is called the subdominant. Now, what's really kind of fascinating about this, I think, and maybe more than just coincidental, is if you unscramble the notes of the 3 triads, you get the 7 notes of the major scale. Let's see if we can do that. If we took C, well, that's the root of the C triad. The D is the fifth of the G triad. The E is the third of the C triad. The F, of course, is the root of the F triad. The G is the root of the G triad. The A is the third of the F triad. And the B is the third of the G triad. And now you're back to C. So that's, I think, pretty nifty, the way that you can take 3 triads, place them so that their roots are a fifth apart, establish the tonality of the major scale, and if you unscramble the notes of those 3 triads, you have the major scale. In the next one, we'll look at Rameau's theory on the minor tonality.